Hello everyone and welcome back to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are here to discuss the Traitors UK Series 4, Episode 6. We haven't made it through this series yet without me messing up the intro.
That was quite a monumental one though, that was.
It was only Well, it's what people come here for.
We should put that into a soundbite for the next episode.
Yeah, we can make fun of it like we do for all our contestants, don't we?
I also like the way you robotically said Season 4, Episode 6. Yes, thank you. I'll quiet down. We love you. We all love you, Ben.
Thank you, Alex. We're doing each other's names, aren't we?
There you go. We are, yes. Hello. Well, we kind of knew this was going to be a big episode, but we didn't know why it was going to be so big. We thought the Fiona and Rachel fallout from the last episode was going to be a big deal.
Expected.
And it kind of was, but then Matthew comes along, does his head handstand at the beginning. We should have known from there, shouldn't we? All the blood.
Right from that thing, he was naked doing handstands. It's like, well, of course you are.
All the blood was rushing to his head.
What else are you going to be doing in your hotel room apart from that?
And he was thinking, with so much blood circulating through his body, he was thinking very cleverly into what he should do when meeting the traitors.
Dark Matthew.
Completely, I mean, wasn't it just Dark Matthew? Completely out of left field. I did not expect that at all.
But that was right at the end of the episode.
I know it was, but it's worth mentioning as a little tease for people who are watching or listening to the podcast right now. And don't forget.
I see what you did there. It's called a trail.
I should work for this morning. Give me a job.
There's no room on their new sets. They're so small. There's no room for anyone else. They're smaller than this set. This set's bigger than this morning one.
We're actually in a big warehouse. We just used a tenth of the, well, not even that, 100th of the stage space. We just make this tiny little sound stage studio here. If you want to get in touch with us, you can. We've got a link tree, linktr.ee/faithful2. And on there, it's got all the links to us on social media, but also all the ways you can watch and listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, and any of your favorite podcast apps. If you are watching us, don't forget you can comment underneath the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, follow us, and give us a thumbs up. Tell your friends. Everything helps. And what else helps?
Well, I was going to say, we are on video, everyone, because there was someone in the comments who didn't even know we were on video.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true.
They found out we were on video. Oh, I prefer to watch it like that, actually.
That's a better way of watching them.
So, we're on video.
You'll regret it when one morning
this camera lens cost us so much money. Please use it.
But they'll regret it when one morning or evening, then I'll wake up and I'll just be like, just do the podcast, man. And I'll have a spag hanging out my mouth and I'll just stabbing it out. And I'll be like, come on then, just get on with it. Get on with it, man. Anyway, if you want to help us monetarily, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful. And on there, you can give us a £5 one-off or monthly donation, which also helps with the show. Keeps us in our little warehouse here.
It does.
And someone has done that, just like
Claire has bought us a gold coin to top up our winnings. Unmissable podcast. Love Alex and Ben. You got them the wrong way around. It's Ben and Alex. I want Jessie to win. So do I. I love Jessie is the meme reaction woman. She reacts to any situation. Brilliant. There's a reaction photo waiting. I don't cycle to work. Deep dive here.
I mean, more people are doing it now, so I think we should bring it back.
Well, this is a super deep dive. And my favourite Jackie Potato or Jackie P is beans and cheese.
My mind is blown. That's from our Destination X podcast, which you can listen back to. If you go back and scroll back a little bit, you can catch Destination X on iPlayer as well. So if you watch it on iPlayer, then come back to us. Well, look, we're promoting BBC shows now. We've just promoted Chi with a C on TikTok.
Yes.
So what more do you want from us, BBC?
It's Chi with a C and Studio Lambert. That's where we go.
That's what we do. That's where we draw our line. It's very, very different China genres. But yes, Destination X, we asked everyone what their favourite
Jackie P was.
But long story short, there was a contestant on there whose wife was called Jackie P. He used to call her Jackie P. And so we made a joke and said, what's your favourite Jackie Potato? And we did actually find out Darren, or indirectly, someone got in touch with us and let us know.
But that's another story.
But that's for another podcast that you can listen to if you scroll back and find us.
Let's go on with the traitors now, please.
I think we had better. Fiona and
Rachel.
Thank you. I was giving you an opportunity to jump in.
I thought you were doing a thing.
No.
It was those two. We joined them the night before in the turret when they were staring at each other. Stephen was just staring around, looking at the director, looking at the cameraman, the production team, saying, is welfare here? Because there's about to be a slap fight.
Stephen has broken the fourth wall now on at least 12 occasions, and his eyes are so expressionate. So it has so much expression, I should say, that they are cartoon-like. Warner Brothers beat your heart out. That's all I can say. Bugs Bunny has nothing on the eyes of Stephen.
He looks like the guy from Secrets of Atlantis, that Disney, is it a Disney film? Do you know that character?
Yes, I do,
Doesn't
actually.
like
And he does
him?
look like
He
him.
does,
That's a fair
doesn't he?
dues. That's a fair dues.
So yeah, they had their, well, it wasn't a huge argument.
It was an altercation.
It was I'd say an ultimatum from Rachel is basically, I'm not hearing any of what you're having to say, Fiona. I'm taking you down. The end.
Well, Fiona was the one who said, it's either you or me, so good luck. And that really did rile Rachel
And who's
up.
dead?
Exactly. Well, they're not dead,
No,
they're
you know what I
banished.
mean, you know what I
They're
mean.
banished.
So, but yeah, I enjoyed this. Two traitors fighting like this. We haven't really seen it done in this way or in this extreme circumstances before.
I mean, in the past, in the UK version, there has been times when traitors have kind of backstabbed one another. But when they got to the turret, it was kind of like, you know, I had to do it. I'm sorry. And then
Let's
they
try
kind
and
of
find a way to move on.
let's try to mend the wounds. But secretly, they were going to go for each other at some point. But it was always done as a kind of like a blindside. Mainly blindsided when the traitor goes for traitor in the UK.
Not this time.
This is the first full brass kick in the nuts, let's go for it, you versus me, traitor civil war, and it was good. But I do feel like Fiona lost her fight a little bit throughout the episode. I could see she slowly was thinking, I don't think I've done a very good job here, I've messed up, I've made a bit of a poo-poo.
And she was in that position of where I think she realised what she did was a bit silly once they were in, because they were in the turret, and she was like, well, Rachel said, what I was doing was trying to help us as traitors as a whole. And Fiona was like, how are you you weren't going to do that? And she was like, yes, because it was misdirecting everyone. Stephen said, well, yeah, it would have. And then I think that moment, Fiona thought, oh shit, yeah, you're right. You could have misdirected everyone, but I have to, she had to stick on what she'd done. I think she was a bit... She was a bit too proud to admit she made a mistake, so instead she doubled down and was like, no, I didn't make a mistake,
exactly.
I stand by what I did, and then it all kind of fell apart the next
100%.
morning at breakfast because...
She had too much wine, went on Facebook the night before,
Right.
She got called out for it, and instead of apologising over her cornflakes the next day, she decided to double down on it and make her a hate figure. We've seen it once, we've seen it a billion times on social media, but Fiona's not the hate figure. It's just that Fiona, as you said, made a mistake, didn't apologise for it. Not that she felt like she had to apologise, but she could have at least showed some grace toward it, and
she was
didn't.
too proud. She was too proud to do it. So she was like, fine, we're going to battle.
We're going in.
I think it was an advantage, whether this is fair or predetermined by I don't know how it's thought out, but Rachel was in the breakfast room before Fiona with other people.
Yeah, so she had a bit of an opportunity to kind of like start talking about Fiona straight away. Fiona actually did do one good kill with that, and she said that I'm not going to put on the Welsh accent, I was about to try it, but I don't want to disrespect our Welsh listeners.
Especially not Fiona, because she'll be knocking on the door.
She'll be talking about me on Facebook later.
She'll grab a microphone and say, so you're talking about me.
She'll be making AI videos of me throwing up somewhere. She said that, like, I'm not the one who's kind of like continuing with the hate on this, kind of like grinding on and on and on about it. Notice Rachel is the one who's doing that, but that didn't really, it fell on deaf ears, to be perfectly honest. And Rachel was playing a better game, doing a better fight, and unfortunately Fiona it did end up. And even Stephen got on board, because he then at the round table, before the round table, he was umming and ahhing whether he should take a side.
He had that pact with Rachel.
He wanted to be neutral, though. You could tell he wanted to be very Switzerland about the situation, but unfortunately he then got to the round table, saw where it was going, and even though other names were taken out, like Sam and Jade, it didn't quite sway the way that it was going away from Fiona.
Clever move by Stephen. He sort of worked out that if Fiona does go, it may not be the worst situation for his own game.
That's very true.
Because it would stop Jessie being on her one-dimensional Library 5
But she's
destination.
right. You're making fun of her.
No, I'm not.
We love Jessie and her memeable face and her expressions and her. I also want to say that we have the new Scooby. Every series in the UK, there seems to be a Scooby-Doo gang.
Scooby Gang.
And we have a Scooby Gang. It's Jessie, James, Jessie, James, Jack, and Adam. They are the Scooby-Doo gang, and Adam is number one. Like he is the one who
ghosts and monsters.
He's the one who unmasks the fairground owner at the end of every episode. Yeah, he is Fred. Adam is our Fred. I want him to wear a little scarf around his neck.
James is Scooby. Jack is Daphne. Mm-hmm. And not Daphne.
Thelma.
Thelma is Jessie.
Jessie Thelma.
Smarts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The thick rim glasses. But no, I
Who's
have
Scooby?
to.
Matthew?
You just said James. You said James was Scooby.
No, James is Shaggy.
Well, there you go.
We'll have to put,
you're missing...
put Matthew on a leash. He can be Scooby.
Scooby. Matthew's not one of the gang.
Yeah, but they could adopt him.
Okay, they can make
dog.
Make him one. He can be the Great Dane.
Yes.
He does look like a bit of the Great Dane. He reminds me a little bit, and this is a reference. You know, I love my references from the past. He reminds me a little bit of Benny from Crossroads. If you know, you know.
No, I don't know.
Matthew reminds me of Benny from Crossroads.
A good thing or a bad thing?
Well, he might see it as a bit mean, but it's not mean. It's just,
I'm not going to Google him
because he looked a bit farmery today with his, his vest and his corduroy trousers.
Yeah. I bet he shops on Vinted.
I'm very sure he does.
Oh, I see a lovely cardigan now. I'm going to put £2.50 into that, and away we go.
Maybe when he goes on his hikes, he finds a nice little store which has second-hand clothing.
Well, you can ask him because his hikes are near us, remember? So you're going on one.
You're obsessed with one of it. You want to go on this gay hike.
If he does his handstands on his head, why not? You get to see it in real life. Anyway, so Jessie, Stephen. Stephen.
No, I was just saying that I agree with Jesse's one-dimensional way of thinking, and that is the Library 5, and that's why Stephen,
yes. Yeah, rewind, and that's why Stephen saw an out there. He thought, I'm going to frame this on Fiona, the Library 5 situation.
Yes.
So Jessie can get off that. I can stop being looked at so much.
Yes.
And he gets to keep his pact with Rachel. So really, it was a win-win-win-win for him.
Yeah.
It was all good.
I think that's where the decision was made. I agree with you. He made that decision before the round table, but it did upset him. The tears seemed real, and he.
I think because Fiona's a nice person, so it was a bit difficult that way because she's just friendly and fun, isn't she? So it was difficult that way. But unfortunately, she did lose the room, and she even lost Harriet, which was a surprise.
Yeah, Harriet was a surprise for me as well, because I thought Harriet and Fiona were quite close with one another. Harriet did kind of hang around Rachel quite a lot in this episode. Again, maybe it was the edit that showed it like that to be that way, but it felt like that Harriet was picking up bits and pieces from Rachel throughout. It's like Harriet wanted to be convinced by Rachel that Fiona was, so she could be absolute certain with her vote. But that also led to Harriet and Jack to believe that this implements both of them, the conversation they were having around the round table and what led up to that. Yeah. Because now it makes Rachel very much look like a traitor going for another traitor.
Yeah. And Harriet is playing this extremely smartly. She's playing it how Amanda thought she was playing it. Harriet she knew she was close to Fiona, close with Rachel. She saw that they were both traitors, and she weighed up the options, and she thought, actually, I'm going to get rid of Fiona. If Fiona's a traitor, in her head, that confirms that Rachel is one. But at the same time, she's getting close to Rachel because she says, keep your friends close because I'm not going to get murdered. So she's...
Oh, yeah, she did say that.
She did this really well by confirming another traitor, which she kind of did with Hugo. And now she's gotten herself close to Rachel and in a trust circle. But at the same time, really cleverly played it off by not letting Rachel know. Because even with when they won the You Can Ask the Traitors a Question, Harriet wouldn't announce what her question was going to be because she didn't want Rachel to have a heads up. And she really cleverly was like, oh, it's just so difficult. I just don't think I can
someone
think
else
of
want
a
this?
question.
Roxy, would you like it? Oh, I'd love it, but I don't want it.
So Harriet's she's playing a really good game here.
She is playing a good game. However, this question thing about asking the traitors, which I suppose we'll talk about in greater detail at some point, but like, obviously, Harriet's going in there thinking that I'm going to ask questions which is going to solidify my opinion on who Rachel and perhaps the second or third traitor is. And Matthew obviously didn't go in there with that plan. So that's interesting. So Harriet's playing quite a kind of an old-fashioned, I'm sticking as a faithful game. Well, Matthew's gone in there thinking, this is my opportunity to now become a traitor, thinking it's the greater power. Wow. But so that I thought that was quite interesting too, actually, the way that Harriet's...
I mean, we knew from the interviews on episode 1 that you cannot trust these faithfuls because every single, apart from our Jade, she's the only true faithful there. She didn't want to be a traitor. She said, Claudia, I want to be a faithful. Everyone else wanted to be a traitor, so we shouldn't be that surprised by Matthew's dark turn here.
Poor Jade, the world's falling apart for her. Like Adam, all Adam kept pointing out was the fact that you just look distant. You look like you don't want to be here.
She was like, yeah,
I know. And she was a bit like, it's a bit tricky. I'm a bit tired. It's been a bit long. Because
Adam's a ghost hunter.
Well, yes, I know.
Hunting and finding ghosts is actually easier than playing the traitors, he said, with all his
he said it's easier than finding a traitor. Finding a ghost is easier than finding a traitor.
Interesting. Diagnose something in there.
Well, it depends on whether you believe in ghosts, doesn't it, really? Let's be honest. I mean, if you're going to be chasing something that might be imaginary, then of course it's going to be more difficult. But then that's each their own. I'm not judging.
No.
Sam and Jade have been put up now by people because of what Amanda had said when she left the Roundtable. And Matt has been pointed out by a few people now that the two people he's accused have both been faithful, and they've both accused Sam of lying to get them out via Sam's means.
Yes.
And by association, I think Jade's been hooked into that as well. So it's interesting that they're kind of hooking Jade and Sam into one.
That was interesting because Faraz went on that logic, the two lies, and we know they were faithful, so it's rejigged how I interpret what they've said. Ellie's gone onto that, and was it Matthew was the other one, or was it Adam? No, it was Matthew, wasn't it?
No, it was Adam. Adam said you look. Adam, whilst ghost hunting,
yes,
said that that they look distant. Ellie said that she can't drop that what Amanda had said about Sam and Jade, and then Faraz and Matt were the two who said, on 2 occasions you were adamant that these people were traitors, and then as they've left, they both said that Sam's been lying.
So that's the pink point,
the pink point.
Matthew's pink point.
I saw Matthew's pink point today when he was on his head.
I saw it upside down though. I want to see it the other way, maybe.
That's the only way you can see it, because he's got to stretch his legs open. If you do it on the floor, you can't see it unless you've got a clear floor underneath. It's like one of those videos on TikToks with a cat laying on top of the glass table and you just see their little pink paws and this flat fur.
There's always next week's mission. You don't know what Claudia's going to get them to do.
Matthew, I want to see your pink point.
Can you sit on a glass table? Anyway, the thing that I don't like is that, and Ellie was the main one, but also Faraz and Matthew, they said, because they were faithfuls, I have to relook at what they say, and now I think you're a traitor, Sam. And if I was in Sam's point, he should have said something along the lines of, just because a faithful said that doesn't mean what their theory at the time was true, because they don't know they don't know who a traitor is. So just because they're faithful, you don't know that their theories are actually in fact true. They could be wrong because all of us are wrong.
To be fair, Sam actually said in a very similar manner that if those two hadn't been banished and they were still in the game, would you have so much emphasis on their points that they made about me being a liar?
That's
probably
a good point.
Not.
That's a good point, Sam.
So Sam had covered that base, but I feel bad for Sam because Sam, you can just tell players of the game who have just kind of given up and they're almost not fighting hard enough. Jade is clearly, God, I really don't know how Jade has made it as far as she has.
Well, she just looks so badass that she just gets away with it, I feel.
Yeah, but I just feel like Jade thought this was going to be such a different time, and she, Amanda ruined it for her from the beginning, and that's not Amanda's fault necessarily, because Amanda was so desperately insistent that Jade was a traitor. But it's just Jade is just, and that's the reason why Adam keeps saying that she looks so distant, because I think that Jade just doesn't want to be involved. She's almost just letting the time pass around her.
But in a way that does help you, she could have been murdered before now if that wasn't the case.
But she needs to get that aggression out. She needs to start fighting. Yeah, she does need more Jessie.
Because Jessie was voted the most friendliest or popular or whatever, which is a dangerous thing to win in the votes. Jessie is in that point now where she's so faithful. She's faithful. There's no banishment going on here. So she does run the risk of murder now for a few episodes unless you can get some shields.
Wasn't Ellie voted the most boring?
Bland.
Yeah, the most bland.
That's not nice.
It wasn't very nice.
Stephen was I voted for you. Sorry.
Yeah, give me a hug.
But you are. And she was like, yeah.
Yeah. Poor Ellie. I do feel for Ellie. And the thing is that she also had, because she said, I'm going to get vengeance for Ross. And she had even had that taken away from her by Jessie. And then Ellie said in a bit to camera, a talking head, that she said, well, now Ross has been, avenged. There's not really much more for me to do here.
I can come out my shell.
I might as well just start talking to people and having a bit of fun. So I think that did hurt Ellie a little bit.
I believe in Ellie. I think she's got something to give because she's a psychologist. I think she has something to give the faithful.
She desperately has, because as a psychologist you can spot things, you can spot lies. But Ellie's not. I don't know. It's just I feel like there's a drive there that needs to be just encouraged.
Yeah, and her boyfriend being killed wasn't enough.
No.
She was still meh.
It's ever since Ben's gone, the whole attitude of the place.
Poor Ben.
I love
Ben. Ben was avenged as well. Jesse avenged Ben and Ross at the same time.
Jesse did a good job. Jesse and Harriet are the two most dangerous players in that castle right now.
Well, I'd kill Jesse now if I was a traitor.
Well, do you know who else would kill Jesse?
The traitors.
As well as
I know.
Matthew. So
I know that was a bit like, really, Matthew? You're not even a traitor yet, and you're already writing someone's name to kill them.
But also, did you notice that Matthew? So basically, Matthew, Harriet and Rachel, but Rachel was kind of voided in this conversation, got to ask 2 questions to the traitors at the church.
The first time ever you get to speak to the traitors. And so it's like the seer, but like a little bit different and a bit more special.
It's a bit more special. And we kind of thought that maybe this is a good opportunity for them to maybe ask
probing,
thank you, questions.
Sorry, I was thinking Matthew.
I'm thinking of that pink spot again. Very probing questions. But Matthew kind of turned it on his head, like his headstands, by basically asking them to recruit him. Now, this is interesting for me because not only did I not expect someone to do that tonight, especially not Matthew, because I thought Matthew was he seemed very innocent. I thought he was very faithful.
A nice young gentleman you take home to your mum. But no,
not at all. But
he's one of those ones you meet in the alleyway.
He's the one who's like left in the club at the end and you just end up with him.
Who'd have thought it? On a mountain somewhere, on a hike, naked. Carry on.
Like you do. He completely lost my train of thought. Thank you for that.
That's what happens when Matthew's upside down.
Yeah, no, Matthew...
Turned upside down.
With his pink point. Matthew was basically almost like the secret traitor, do you not think? Because he was almost demanding what they should do next. He was telling the traitors to kill Jesse at the next murder, not to recruit. He said, I suspect you're going to be asked to be recruited, because also they don't know how many traitors there are left. They've got rid of 2. They didn't know there was a secret traitor.
No.
So technically they might be thinking there's only 1 traitor there. They've said to the traitor, Matthew has said, I want you to kill Jesse and then I want you to recruit me. And that's a really bold move. That's basically saying, I'm taking control of this situation with you 2. And we know already that Stephen and, well, especially Rachel, do not like to be told what to do. So obviously the cliffhanger was, what was their response to, will you make me a traitor? Do you think they'll say yes? Do you think they'll say no? And if they say either, what do you think they'll end up doing?
It's tricky. I mean, he did it really smart, actually, Matthew, because the initial question was a trust question. And the question was, who are you going to murder next? And they said Jesse.
And why?
Yeah, and they said Jesse because she's too faithful, basically.
Under the radar, yeah.
And that's, I think if you're a faithful traitor, you know that's an honest answer. So Matthew had that answer and was like, oh, they're being honest with me. I'm going to take my chance now. So he thinks he's gained their trust. So I think they're going to reply and say yes.
How interesting.
But I don't think they're not going to. Or they say yes, but they've got their pact. So they can just say to each other, right, we can get another traitor in, get another traitor out. Us 2 stay together.
Use them as fodder.
As bait.
See, I thought, because when Matthew was asking the question, you could see the faces between Rachel and Stephen. They were looking at each other thinking, cheeky sod, cheeky git. I can't believe they're asking it.
No.
I think they're going to say no.
And then kill him.
No, and then they're going to recruit him. I think they're going to say no and then recruit him. So
not kill Jesse.
Almost like a cat playing with a mouse before they eat it.
Not quite killing him.
Yeah. So they're teasing Matthew. They're saying to Matthew, don't think you're bigger than us. Don't think you can demand to be a traitor. Then introduce him, and then, like you said, then give him out as a sacrificial kill or banishment for the Roundtable. So I think Rachel and Stephen are going to play with Matthew now. So as much as I love Matthew and his balls, his confidence, I mean to say, I think that he is definitely overstepped the mark there, especially with Rachel. Rachel 100% thinks, what a cheeky bastard.
I mean, it depends, because obviously a lot of the faithful may think that Rachel's a traitor because it was traitor v traitor with Fiona. So that could make Stephen have to think a bit ahead, thinking Rachel's gonna go, so maybe I need to get some trust with Matthew. It could work that way. And the other thing we've got to wait for is Harriet's still got 2 questions to ask.
Yes,
hers are going to be very different from Matthew's, I think.
What's your favourite colour?
Well, she's
Of the books that I've written, which one's your favourite? And they'll reply, what books? Harriet will be like, what?
Well, the sales are up 90%. So
yes, well done, Harriet.
So
Good for you.
her questions are going to be very methodical and thought out, and
completely different
used
to what Matthew's done.
Trip them up, because she's kept them very close to her chest. And we also, Rachel won 2 questions.
I mean, they can't do that, can they?
And
do you think they're going to actually film Rachel standing outside the box talking to Steve?
That's what I'm saying.
I know you're not. I'm joking.
Rachel's going to have to pretend that she asked 2 questions and got 2 answers. So what type of things is she going to put in there to save herself?
I wonder if Rachel
Maybe she'll frame Matthew with her questions.
Well, I was going to say something on a similar line. I wonder if she'll like use Matthew's questions against him somehow. And say, like, had I asked them if any of you 2 asked to be a traitor or something like that. I wonder if Rachel will be...
It's smart, though.
You have to be very clever with that, though, because then Harriet and Matthew could instantly be like, well, how did she know that those questions were asked? And it was very specific. Would the traitors be that honest with her?
She could say, do you trust the 2 people who asked questions before me? Or something like that.
She could say, she could say, and double bluff, she could say, I asked the traitors if they would... If anyone who asked them a question tonight had asked to be recruited and they told me no. So then maybe on that instance, Rachel and Stephen then did say yes to Matthew. So then Matthew will think the traitors definitely trust me. Me and the traitors are like that. Oh my God, this is becoming like...
That's what I mean. It's getting all very
4D
complicated.
Chess. This is insane. So, that's if you have a moment to think, that's quite clever. So if Rachel said, I asked them if they thought anyone recruited, they said no. Then Rachel and Stephen had said yes to Matthew and recruited him. Matthew would then feel confident in the situation he's in, but then he'll find out that Rachel's also a traitor.
so then he'll feel less.
But then that will make Matthew more nervous
to get rid of him.
And then then Rachel can be like, you thought you could get us that way, did you, Matthew? Well, we're going to go for you. Because Rachel, I don't think
Matthew.
Rachel... I know. Well, Matthew shouldn't have been such a dark horse tonight. Rachel could quite easily just full out just say to Matthew, if they recruit him, we're going to try to get you out tonight.
I mean, this is all very grandeur.
It's very exciting.
Obviously, Rachel, in her gameplay, has just got rid of Fiona, just had the big argument. She may want to take attention away from her and not have this great, big, huge plan in sight. So she may just be like, I panicked and asked stupid questions that didn't really give me answers or something. To try and I think
she needs to think cleverly.
She'll want to step away if she's not doing this clever enough.
Long story short is Rachel is basically probably in the most difficult situation of all of them, of the traitors and of Harriet and Matthew, because she has to fake and lie the questions that she's asked whilst being a traitor and answering the questions that have been posed at her. It's a very tricky situation.
And Stephen's just having a lovely time at the moment.
Stephen is literally Mr. Cartoon, and I love him.
Before we go,
what's your name and where do you come from?
we do have Reese who died.
Reese.
Remember?
Oh yeah, we haven't talked at all about Reese. Reese, as they said, was a mercy killing.
Yeah, it was his time.
He was a mercy killing everyone.
And Amanda technically could still be here in this case, because they wouldn't have killed Amanda, I don't think, if she won that shield toss, whatever it was called. Anyway, Reese is dead. 27.
Anyway, he's dead.
27-year-old sweet shop assistant from Sheffield who won't shy away from being cutthroat while in the Traitor's castle.
Oh, I don't think that's true.
No.
I think Reese was so sweet. He was literally eating confectionery when they did this bit to the camera. Like, as we said, Matt was on his head.
From his job. He took them in a little bag with him on the train, I think. He had his bag of sweets in his luggage, and that's all he needed.
I'm having a curly whirly. Now I'm going to have a sherbet dip. I love sherbet dip dabs. Oh.
Quote from Reese. I'm quite what you see is what you get, but obviously very aware that this is also a game. If I must remodel my personality to fit what is in front of me at the time, that is what I will do. I'm very competitive and confident. I don't want to go on and change who I am or anything about me. Well, that's a contradiction from what your quote above. Anyway, I want to go on and be successful being me in the game. So that's a contradiction.
He was him in the game, to be fair. He was very much
whoever made this article is... Because the quote on top says, I'm willing to remodel my personality to what fits in the game. And then the quote underneath says, I don't want to change. So who's
Well,
what are you doing, Radio Times?
What you call this journalism?
Sake.
Well, I guess what he means is like he would remodel himself if he had to.
But he doesn't want to.
Didn't want to. We never did Fiona, did we?
No, well, we didn't have this fact file back then.
We'll do a quick one of Fiona then.
Fiona, 62-year-old local government officer from Swansea, and is very chatty person by nature. Her jobs involve getting people to trust her so they are able to, quote, move forward with their lives. Something she hopes will help her in the game. What job's this?
Government official.
Okay.
Maybe she's the person who, when you go to the government offices and say, I've not got any bin bags, she goes like that. Here's the bin bags, now move forward with your life. That's what she does.
Recycle.
And use the clear ones for recycling. Now go.
Well, here's another lie in the quotes. Fiona is also, quote, a great team player. And after growing up with only brothers, she quickly became very competitive.
She was very close. She has to be said, she was much closer with Stephen than she was with Rachel, and she did look out for Stephen very much. And she did. Has to be said, at the very end, she didn't vote for Rachel. She voted for Sam.
Yeah, threw him under the bus.
She threw him under the bus, but she did. And she said that best woman won, and I hope Rachel wins.
Yeah.
So actually, Fiona.
Lovely.
We like a dignified exit like that is so much better than just having a big rant and crazy just spitefulness. Spitefulness is not necessary in this game. If you lose, it's just part of the game. You move on.
Wonderful ambassador for our first secret traitor. God's sake, this
you change that every time you talk about it.
It's because every time I say Slater, and I just don't know why.
Satan.
She was a great ambassador for our first ever secret traitor in the UK.
If only you edited, that would look perfect now.
Shall I edit it? No, I keep it real here.
It's too real. All right, so we've got a bit. There's a gap on the UK series now of the Traitors, so we'll be back next week with UK series. However, as this is a good opportunity for you to subscribe and follow us because. Tomorrow, as you listen to this, or it'll be out, we'll be doing the US Traitors series 4, the brand new series of US Traitors. It's actually very good.
Yes.
They've got a very similar twist to the UK one, funnily enough.
Similar missions.
A very similar mission. And there's someone on that series who I detest a lot. So you can basically follow us, subscribe. All the links are on our link tree, linktr.ee/faithful2. It's got all the links to us podcast apps and YouTube. And you can listen to that.
They will be out to binge.
They'll be out to binge. We're doing the first 3 episodes out one after the other on Sunday.
Aye. Right. So until next week, you can get in touch with us with your thoughts and theories. What do you think Harriet's question is going to be? What do you think of Dark Matthew? Do you think Rachel and Stephen will go to the end together? Let us know your thoughts because you have a few days now to get in touch with us. How do they do it? Have you done any of that?
What, me?
Yes.
Have I got in touch? No, I don't need to.
No,
I just talk to you over the
links?
podcast.
You can comment below.
I said linktree,
did you?
link.tr.ee/faithful2. Comment underneath the videos if you're watching us on YouTube and Spotify. You can do it that way. Or you can just get in touch with us directly on our social media. I want to know more, about Matthew's pink spot.
Well, see, before you didn't care about Matthew. Now it's Matthew.
I just can't get it out of my mind. This episode nothing happened with Matthew. Like every time he came on screen, I was a bit like, okay, was Matthew said, okay, fine, whatever. Matthew had absolutely no. I don't know where this came from.
The church.
It was his religious belief just
nighttime in a graveyard.
No love like Christian love. Someone put 50p in Matthew, and he just went for it. He's
Lovely.
like one of those free toys you get in a cracker.
That's what you get with Traitors. They edit it so well that you get your characters in the beginning, middle, and end, and some who last the whole time. Jesse, right? So we will see you all again very soon. Until then, everyone, stay faithful.